Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 3. It's been a while, I know, since I last posted a video for Kingdom Hearts 3. Don't worry, I have not abandoned this project. It's just that, I got a new baby. I became a daddy since my last video, and my life kind of got a little busy at that point. But things are starting to get a little bit more manageable, and I wanted to get back into this game. So I am going to start by doing another codex video. So if, again, if codexes is not your thing, if you don't care about that kind of stuff, I'm not going to do actual gameplay in this video. Feel free to skip over to the next video. So let's go ahead and read a few things, just to remind myself of what's been going on since it's been 2 or 3 months, believe it or not, since I last played this game. After an exciting voyage on the Gummi ship, we arrived in a strange new world where Sora, Donald, and Goofy all assumed the appearance of toys. The new look didn't stop them from walloping the Heartless, causing trouble though. Woody, Buzz, and Andy's other toys saw the fight and introduced themselves. They reported that many of their friends had vanished, which was followed closely by the arrival of the Heartless and a hooded stranger in black. Immediately suspecting the Organization 13, we agreed to help the other toys search for clues at a nearby store called Galaxy Toys. Not long after arriving at Galaxy Toys, we had an unpleasant encounter with the organization's young Xehanort, who explained that he had separated Woody's group from Andy and the other toys by creating a second copy of their world. Worse yet, young Xehanort seemed to have the power to possess the toys at the shop, which might explain why some of Woody's friends had disappeared. Sora, Donald, and Goofy teamed up with Woody and Buzz to do battle with the possessed toys and rescue Rex, Ham, and the Little Green Men. With all the toys out of danger, Sora was ready to go after young Xehanort and put a stop to his scheme. But Buzz insisted that they had overstayed their welcome and needed to return home and wait for Andy. Despite being afraid of just about everything only moments ago, Rex was excited to find a likeness of Yozora, the video game character he'd mistaken Sora for. Buzz once again tried to convince the others to head home, but it was too late. Young Xehanort appeared and decided to advance his experiment to the next stage by taking control of Buzz and pitting him against his friends. Sora managed to fight his way out of the trap young Xehanort laid for him, and he, Woody, and the rest of us went to rescue Buzz. Young Xehanort tried to shake us up by saying that friendship is just another reason to feel darkness and loneliness, but Woody knew different. Toy or not, even far apart, he could feel Andy's love filling his heart. Sora knew better too. There are hearts all around us, even in toys, and loneliness is just the heart's way of holding on and trying to reconnect. We freed Buzz from young Xehanort's control and made a stand against the gigantic Heartless that appeared. Despite thwarting young Xehanort's plans, we still weren't able to put the toys' world back to normal. Sora felt bad about it, but Woody pointed out the silver lining. If the world hadn't been split, none of us would have met each other. Happy to have made some new friends, we departed in high spirits, to infinity and beyond. Sweet. Kingdom of Corona. We were all enjoying a leisurely stroll through the forest when a man came running by with Heartless hot on his heels. The man introduced himself as Flynn Rider and asked Sora, Donald, and Goofy to deal with the threat. But by the time the dust had settled, Flynn Rider was gone. We searched the environs, and discovered a hidden passage that led to a tower just like something out of a painting. We reached the base of the tower just in time to see Flynn descending it alongside Rapunzel, a girl with long hair. She had never been outside the tower before, and her one wish was to travel to the kingdom and watch the people of Corona send up the lanterns. Concerned about all the Heartless, Sora volunteered to help Flynn escort her there safely. We made good progress thanks in large part to Rapunzel's bravery, but when we scaled a hill and found a flower patch full of ferocious nobodies, Sora urged his new friends to flee while he, Donald, and Goofy pruned the threats back. After the battle, the organization's Morluxia appeared with an unexpected demand that Sora protect Rapunzel, the precious light of this world. Someone else had been looking for Rapunzel too, Mother Gothel, who lived with Rapunzel in the tower. Sora was starting to fear for Rapunzel's safety, but perhaps he was worried about the wrong person. The Royal Guard's most tenacious steed, Maximus, seemed to have a bone to pick with Mr. Flynn Rider. Rapunzel's gentle words convinced Maximus to be nice, or at least relatively nice, to Flynn until we all got to the kingdom. It sure was a relief to be back together again, where we could look after each other. After a lively round of dancing in the bustling city square, we parted ways. Rapunzel and Flynn rode out onto the lake while the rest of us watched from the dock as the lanterns took flight. Always there to ruin the moment, Marluxia and his nobodies appeared and helped guide Rapunzel away from Flynn and back to Mother Gothel. Marluxia needed Rapunzel, one of the new 7 hearts, to stay in the tower where she would be safe and possibly useful to the organization. Sora grew furious at this revelation, but Marluxia used his powers to put him in a deep sleep before he could fight back. A slobbery tongue bath from Maximus woke Sora from his slumber, where Flynn, Donald, and Goofy were waiting. Flynn raced ahead to the tower to free Rapunzel while the rest of us dealt with a seemingly endless supply of nobodies. At the tower we watched as a cape fell from the window and spawned a powerful Heartless. It was a tough fight, but we prevailed. Things nearly ended badly for Eugene. Turns out that's Flynn's real name, but Rapunzel saved his life with the magic in her tears. She was the lost princess we saw in the kingdom's mosaic, whom Mother Gothel had taken as a baby. It was also Mother Gothel who had brought Rapunzel the tiara in an attempt to drive her and Eugene apart. Knowing Eugene and Rapunzel had found true love and would look after each other, we parted ways with them, stronger for our new friendships and ready to explore more worlds, not mere worlds. And for now, the last one for this section, Monstropolis. As we arrived at the doors of a colossal power company called Monsters Incorporated, Sora, Donald, and Goofy discovered that Donald's magic had transformed them into monsters too. Inside, we were alarmed to find a pair of monsters with a little human girl, Boo, but one look at how happy Boo was convinced us that the monsters, Mike and Sully, must be friendly. When the decidedly less friendly Unversed appeared in the company lobby, we volunteered to play Exterminator. Given the circumstances, we all agreed that getting Boo home safely should be our top priority. Her house was connected to Sully and Mike's company by a special door, but our efforts to find it were cut short by sabotage. Randall, a former employee banished for his scheming, had returned and was eager to stage a comeback using the energy from negative emotions. Mike, Sully, and the rest of us battled our way out of the factory with a little help from Boo's laugh energy. Along our way back to the door vault, we faced power outages, explosions, fires, and other frustrations, but Sully's quick thinking and a little heavy lifting helped us find a shortcut. Once again, we found ourselves face to face with Randall. Jealous of Sully and Mike's success, he tried to use a huge Unversed to get us all out of the picture. Of course, since you're reading this, you know it didn't work. Sully and Mike banished their rival from the factory again, and this time Sora used his Keyblade to lock the door behind Randall for good measure. Just as Sully and Mike were about to send Boo home, the organization's Vanitas appeared. He was the one who brought Randall back and furnished him with Unversed in order to gather negative emotions. Varnitas revealed that Ventus, one of the missing Keyblade wielders, now sleeps inside of Sora, then attempted to rejoin with Ventus by force. Again, Sully's quick thinking saved the day. With an imposing roar, he overpowered Vanitas and saved Sora from who knows what fate. With our roller coaster quest for Boo's door finally over, we said our goodbyes to our little friend as she returned to her room. Next, it was time to bid Sully and Mike farewell. We shared a few more laughs together, and said our thank yous, and got back to our usual business. Cool, we will get to the 100 Acre Woods later. The Unversed. Creatures aligned with the darkness, they arise from powerful negative emotions, and when defeated, they return to the source of pure darkness from which they came, Vanitas. The Unversed presence in a location is clear evidence that Vanitas is somehow involved. So long as their master continues to exist, they will spawn endlessly. The Real Organization 13. A new organization under Master Xehanort's direct command. It comprises the 13 pure darknesses he needs to reenact the Keyblade War. Many members are recognizable from the old organization. Despite regaining their humanity after their defeat, they chose to become nobodies again. They now scour the worlds for candidates to complete their numbers. Order. Donald's magic ensures that Sora and his fellow travelers will always assume an appropriate form for the worlds they visit, so as not to disrupt the local order. In general, the Guardians of Light take the utmost care not to spread knowledge of other worlds to the residents of the places they visit, or at least they try. Sora has a habit of forgetting, and every slip of the tongue earns him a fresh lecture from Donald. That makes sense. The Replica Program. A research project that was helmed by Vexen when he was part of the original Organization 13. The goal was to create empty vessels that could contain a heart and outwardly reflect its original appearance. The previous organization used the replica to copy Sora's memories, hoping to give life to a Keyblade wielder of their own. But while Vexen did manage to create viable specimens, the program was cut short before it could reach completion. Okay. Character files. Aqua, one of the 3 Keyblade wielders who trained under Master Iroquois. Following the battle over the X-Blade more than a decade ago, she braved the realm of the darkness to save a friend, and was trapped inside alone. After losing her Keyblade, she was unable to fight back the forces of the dark and was cast into the abyss below. Young Xehanort, a member of the real Organization 13. This is Master Xehanort's younger self. He has traveled far through time more than once in order to guide Sora. Ansem, a member of the real Organization 13. This is Xehanort's Heartless. He was able to regain his original appearance by possessing Riku. In the past, Ansem attempted to open the door to Kingdom Hearts but was destroyed by Sora and friends before he could succeed. Despite this, Ansem has returned, of course. Xemnas, a member of the real Organization 13. This is Xehanort's Nobody. In the past, he tried to create an artificial Kingdom Hearts for the hearts of people, but Sora and Riku put an end to his plans, and Xemnas himself. Despite this, Xemnas has returned. I'm seeing a pattern here. Vanitas is the member of the real Organization 13. This is the pure darkness that Master Xehanort extracted from Ventus's heart. He was pitted against Ventus in order to forge the X-Blade, but Ventus prevailed, and Vanitas ceased to exist. Now that he's back, because they always come back, he continues to seek his brother, Ventus. Vexen/Even, a reserve member of the real Organization 13. Despite being recompleted as a human, Vexen returned to the organization willingly in order to pursue his research, which he values above all else. Sakes, a member of the real Organization 13. He and Axel were good friends in the old days before they first became nobodies. Despite his destruction at Sora's hands, Sykes has returned. I've seen, again, despite being destroyed or defeated, they came back. Marluxia, a member of the real Organization 13. Despite his destruction at Sora's hands, Marluxia has returned to keep tabs on the new 7 hearts, whom the organization may need should their original plan go awry. One thing I do have a critique about is all of these characters that were defeated and come back again. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of lazy writing. Just my opinion. I don't know. Ansem the Wise, the Sage King who once ruled over Radiant Garden. After his apprentices stole his research into the heart, he assumed a new name, Diz, or Darkness in Zero. Consumed by vengeance, he ruined more lives than one. In time, he saw the error of his ways, but in a last-ditch attempt to thwart the old organization's plans, he was obliterated from the realm of light. Oh wow, so he actually did not come back despite being defeated. That's a twist. Dylan, the human form of Zaldin, one of the Organization's 13's nobodies. Before joining the organization, he was one of Ansem the Wise's apprentices, and guarded the castle together with Alias. Okay. Everyone else. Moogles. Strange creatures that pop up in even stranger places to open shop. In truth, the shops are run by holographic projections, while the real Moogles remain elsewhere. Wreck-It Ralph, a friend that answered Sora's call through the power of the Heartbinder. Simba, a friend that answered Simba, that answered Sora's call through the power of the Heartbinder. Twilight Town. Scrooge McDuck, a jet-setting tycoon and uncle to Donald. He recently entered the restaurant business in a joint venture with Little Chef. Little Chef. It's Remy, guys, not Little Chef. The chef of a well-reviewed restaurant. After meeting Scrooge, he was encouraged to come to Twilight Town and open a bistro, where he has been using ingredients from other worlds to further his culinary talents. Huey, one of Donald's triplet nephews, known for his trademark Red Cap. He runs a gummy block shop together with his brothers. Dewey, one of the Donald's triplets nephews, known for his trademark Blue Cap. He runs a gummy block shop together with his brothers. Let me guess. Louie, one of the Donald's triplet nephews, known for his trademark Green Cap. He runs a gummy block shop together with his brothers. Merlin, a great wizard able to manipulate time itself. He uses magic to furnish Kairi and Leah with a special training ground so that they wouldn't need to rush their study of the Keyblade. Merlin's capricious nature means that he rarely stays in the same time or place for long. Sora, a boy who yields a Keyblade having surmounted challenges. He was at last given a chance at the mark of the mastery examination, but the attempt ended in failure. This is the guise Sora assumes when visiting Woody and Buzz's world. This is the guise Donald assumes when visiting Woody and Buzz's world. And this is the guise Goofy assumes when visiting Woody and Buzz's world. Andy's treasured toy cowboy and the de facto leader of the other toys. He took the initiative in getting to the bottom of their strange new circumstances. Buzz, a newer addition to Andy's toy lineup, an action figure who at one point believed he was a real, actual space ranger. Buzz reluctantly agreed to leave Andy's room and investigate Galaxy toys. Rex, Andy's toy Tyrannosaurus. His fierce appearance belies a meek and anxious nature. Rex is an avid video game fan, and his current character obsession is Yozora. Ham, Andy's piggy bank. His belly, full of loose change, tends to slow him down when the call of action comes. Unlike Rex, he's more of a Gygus fan. Little Green Men, an identical trio that were prizes from the Pizza Planet Crane game. They tend to stick together. Green Army Men, an army in a bucket equipped with an array of gear that enables it to perform a broad range of missions. Kingdom of Corona. Rapunzel, a girl with a lot of hair and a lot of heart. She set foot outside her tower for the first time in her life to see the lights in the sky that she had watched from her window since childhood. Flynn Rider, a young man who showed up with the heartless hot on his wheels, or the heartless on his hot heels, that is. It seems they aren't the only ones he was running from. He discovered Rapunzel's tower while on the run and felt compelled to climb it. After meeting the girl inside, he agreed to serve as her guide. Flynn, as it turns out, isn't his real name. He took the alias from The Tales of Flynnigan Rider, a book of stories about a swashbuckling rogue. Meeting Rapunzel prompted a change of heart, however, and he now goes by his real name, Eugene Fitzherbert. Pascal, a chameleon who has been a good friend to Rapunzel. Pascal was the only one she really felt she could talk to while she was growing up inside the tower. Maximus, the proud white steed belonging to the captain of the Royal Guards. Maximus was chasing after Flynn, but begrudgingly agreed to work with him at Rapunzel's request. I never quite figured out the point in Pascal. Don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't have any problems with animal sidekicks in Disney movies. They're kind of a staple, but more often than not, they tend to not provide that much of a purpose to the story or the plot. I don't know. That's just, again, an opinion of mine. Rapunzel's mother. She left the tower to look for her missing daughter. This is Mother Gothel. However, we came to learn that this was all a lie. Mother Gothel was the one who took Rapunzel from her real parents, for no reason other than to exploit the mysterious healing powers in the girl's hair. How dare you. Monstropolis. Sora. This is what he looks like when assuming Sully in Mike's world. This is what he looks like. This is what he looks like. Sully, the CEO of Monsters Incorporated. He has become fast friends with a little human girl named Boo. Mike, an employee at Monsters Incorporated and Sully's best buddy since college. He cares for Boo like one of his own. Boo, a brave little human girl with boundless curiosity. She enjoys playing with Mike and Sully on her occasional visits to Monsters Incorporated. Randall, a former scare at Monsters Incorporated. Getting banished from the company didn't put an end to his scheming, and he came back more determined than ever to get revenge on Sully and Mike. CDA agent, a member of an agency originally established to ensure no contaminants from human children accidentally cross over. The CDA sprang into action to aid Monsters Incorporated in its time of crisis. And we'll do the 100 Acre Wood once we finish it. Adversaries. Neo Shadow. These souped up shadows hit hard and fast with their jump attacks. If they're in the air, better get out of there. Better get out of there. That rhymes. Once they melt into the ground, they're beyond the reach of most attacks. But that's nothing a little water magic can't fix. Fight puddles with puddles. Cool to know. Fluttering. Your best bet against these feather-flinging dive bombers is a blast of magic to keep them still just long enough to lay down some hits. If they drop to the floor, get ready for a nasty spinning charge attack. Jump over it and watch them go sailing past. I love how these dossiers give you strategies defeating them. Keep an eye on the sky when you're out and about. They like to perch on tree branches and other high spots to get the drop on prey. Marine Rumba. These watery wizards swim through the air with the grace of the majestic trout. Before casting magic, they'll come to a stop and summon spheres of water, leaving themselves open to attack. Think fast if they do start conjuring, because the speed of their spells is no joke. Nothing dries them up faster than a zap of thunder magic. If you've got the MP to spare, use it to give them a 1000-volt jolt. There's a lot of rhyming in these. Gold Beat. These electrical enemies zip through the air and zap you. They have to stop and conjure up a sigil before they can rain lightning down on you, so take the chance to exact brutal revenge. Brutal Prevenge. Is that an actual word? The rapid-fire thunderstorm will electrify you if it connects, so watch for the tell and don't get too close. Arrow magic will have them winded in no time, flat. If you've got the MP to spare, start flinging those gales. Malachite Bolero. These blustery baddies dance and swirl on the wind, but can't use... Go back. What? How did I jump all the way over there? Malachite Bolero. These blustery batteries dance and whirl in the wind, but can't use magic without stopping to summon their sigil first. That's your cue to blow them away. If you see wind gathering at your feet, move away fast, unless you like being swept up in a tornado, that is. Nothing freezes them in their tracks quite like blizzard magic. If you've got the MP to spare, use it to put them on ice. Money Popcat. Smash these gold Popcats and get at the mountain of monies inside. Score. Toy Trooper. These jetpacks and ray guns may be toys. Those jetpacks and ray guns may be toys, but these masked intruders are anything but fun and games when they come barreling your way. They'll sometimes chuck grenades your way, but that's not necessarily bad news. After letting it fly, they'll hit the deck. Kick them while they're down. Or if you're feeling fancy, a well-timed keyblade sling will return those grenades to the sender. Pole Cannon. Approach these turrets, and they'll only warp away. So your best bet is to return fire from a distance with magic. The extending arm mount allows them a variety of firing positions. Silver lining, you'll look awesome swinging around that pole. Marionette. This puppet may not seem like such a pain when it rides around in its ring, but just wait until it possesses a nearby toy. Or here's a better plan, don't wait until it possesses a nearby toy. Sever the scoundrel's strings on sight. Power Wild. These impish chimps swing through the trees and scramble along walls while pelting you with nuts. Rude. Block whatever they throw and send it back at them. They'll taunt and tease and try to bait you into attacking. The best response? Attack! They're wide open the whole time. Silly monkeys. Tricks are for kids. Pogo Shovel. Part shovel, part pogo stick, part drill, and thankfully, all pretty clumsy. Stay calm and sidestep its attacks, especially the pounce. Whiffing that one leaves this heartless flat on its face and wide open. Most of the time, its shovel will dig up rocks to sling your way, but once in a blue moon, it'll hit the motherload of prizes. All yours for the taking. Parasol Beauty. The prettiest roses have the cruelest thorns, or in this case, laser parasols and spinning skirts of doom. At a distance or up close, they're not a threat to be taken lightly. Watch for the flash after they've opened their parasols. That's a sure sign you're about to eat beam. The good news is that blasting that laser takes these ladies temporarily out of commission. Use that time to make it a permanent retirement. That's one of the most interesting, characters, baddies in this game so far. Chief Puff. These fluffians can fling their spores into the air to create puff balls. Eventually their own fluff will grow back, but that's nothing a gust of arrow magic won't fix. Keep clear of the pollen they send up, or you'll come down with an annoying fit of sneezing. Puffball. These wicked weedlings may look cute romping and rolling around, but make no mistake, they will bring the hurt if you let them. Don't let them. Chaos Carriage. Defensive driving is a foreign concept to those careening carts. Even if you take out the horse pulling them, another one will sprout to take its place. If any power wilds are around, those carts will stack up into a turret where the power wilds can rain pain down on you. Swat the simians before they can make with the monkey business. King of Toys. A colossal heartless that young Xehanort summoned to stall Sora and his pals in Toy Box. The thing comes with everything. Annoying force field? Check. Hailstorm of missiles? Check. Ridiculously huge tornado that flings around all nearby toys in the area? Yep, that's a check. As toys go, not much fun. Grim Guardianess. Another Mother Gothel's Fall of Darkness gave rise to this gargantuan Heartless, and it's even crueler than she was, which is saying something. Wrapping its enormous body around the tower, it used branches and brambles to try and rob Sora, Donald, and Goofy of their freedom. Sounds like Mother Gothel, alright. Strawberry Flan. This regal flan is pure mischief. Now in Strawberry, it was last seen failing to play well with others. Take its toys away and put it in timeout for good. Banana Flan. This regal flan is pure mischief and completely bananas besides. It was last seen door hopping through a certain world. Give it the perfect souvenir, a keyblade right to the jiggle? That sounds painful. The Nobodies. Reaper. That scythe isn't your only worry. These floral fiends have a punishing petal attack as well, and a tree of reapers can team up. If these reapers were the reapers in Mass Effect, man, that would be kind of interesting. A trio of reapers can team up to bloom bomb a much broader area. Their flower bud form may be immune to normal attacks, but as a rule, plants don't fare well against magical flames. The Unversed, Flood, the unversed equivalent of a shadow, agile, but otherwise unimpressive. Flower Snake. These pests cling to poles and pipes, where they pump out poison that sticks around for a while. Watch your step. One blast of the supersonic scream they emit while crawling along the floor and you'll be stunned. Bring the hurt before it can bring the noise. Spiked Turtle Toad. When it gets puffed up, you get roughed up. Watch out for that flying press once its belly fills with air. The shell on its back is keyblade proof, so you'll have to find softer pieces to smack. It can swallow nearby flower snakes, then sprout them as toxic turrets. And if it swallows you, don't let it swallow you. Whoever wrote these, major props to you. These are very well written. Very entertaining. Turtle Toad. Unlike their larger cousins, these little guys have soft shells that are very much not keyblade proof. They can't swallow you up either, which is always a plus. Just don't think that makes them harmless. These rotten ribbiters still pack a punch. Lump of Horror. A hideous, gloopy giant that mucked about in Monsters Incorporated. The fact that it listened to Randall is enough to tell you it wasn't very nice. It shapeshifted and sprouted a dark army of arms from the ground, but in the end, Sora and the gang reduced it to a lifeless pile of machinery. Others. Gygus, Power Class. One of Galaxy Toys' coolest products. Unfortunately, this one's being piloted by a toy trooper with a taste for tear. This model boasts a sturdy hull and brutal close-quarter attacks. Keep your distance and avoid that shoulder tackle at all costs. Speed Class. This model's speed and agility are its greatest weapons. Well, that and the mega cluster of explosives it fires from its shoulder cannons. Gunner Class. This long-range model is a bit of a glass cannon, so get up in its face and smash it to bits. The energy rounds it fires from its shoulder cannons are blazingly fast, so get out of the way as soon as it starts to take aim. Beasts and Bugs. An unlucky denizen of Galaxy Toys that was possessed by a marionette. Expect these quick critters to zip out of range and let their cannons fly. That's about the only thing they can do, actually. Patchwork Animals, an unlikely denizen of Galaxy Toys that was possessed by a marionette. These simple-minded plushies only know one trick: charge. Use magic to trip them up, then give them some new stitches. Air Droids, an unlucky denizen of Galaxy Toys that was possessed by a marionette. When these nuances aren't blasting you with their arm cannons, they're blasting you with gale force winds. The good news, they can't do both at the same time. When they switch on that fan, use magic to blow them away. Bouncy Pets, an unlucky denizen of Galaxy Toys that was possessed by a marionette. These bouncy baddies rarely sit still for long. Use those brief pauses to take the spring out of their step. Supreme Smasher, an unlucky denizen of Galaxy Toys that was possessed by a marionette. This massive menace gave Sora and his friends a run for their money, but in the end, no deadly claws or terrible tower turrets were a match for the mighty Rex. Yes, that Rex. Angelic Amber, an unlucky denizen of the Galaxy Toys that was possessed by a marionette. Unpredictable and erratic, her moves made her a maddening foe to face. After Sora and his team freed her from the marionette's ill influence, she bore a melancholy expression. Cool. Treasures? I mean, these are all the treasure chests we collected. Recipe collection. Yeah, I need to continue doing a good job with these. And then game records, attractions. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, well, that's a wrap for today's Codex episode. So thank you so much for sticking around if you guys did. And we're going to continue on with the gameplay in the next episode. So until then, love yourselves and love each other.